Hello, my name's Nicola, and today we're going to continue thinking about how we give financially to God and what it means for us to give to God financially. And this is happening in the context of 2 Corinthians chapter 8. In this particular letter to the church in Corinth, Paul is encouraging them in their giving. He talks about a church in Macedonia who give generously of what they have and also of what they don't have. And we take that forward into our lives today as we consider how we support God's mission through our money, as well as through our time and our talents. But what exactly is God asking of us? Give generously to him because he gave generously to us. We'll soon be entering Advent and that journey towards Christmas as we remember how God gave the most precious thing he had, Jesus Christ, his only Son. But for us today, as we consider our giving to God, we need to think about it in the context of running a household. As we run our household, you and I have regular day-to-day expenses. So do we as a household of God. And we are all part of that household together. Here at Hallows, we are responsible for contributing or giving to the cost of running God's household, of enabling God's mission in this place and beyond. At our annual parochial church meeting and last week, as Marie shared with us, we spoke about an average figure of £14 per giver being mentioned. This is the Liverpool diocesan average, and it's that figure, £14 per giver, that I'm going to be referring to again now. So what does £14 per giver per week go towards? Well, it goes towards many things and is broken down broadly as parish share, church running expenses, insurance, utilities, upkeep, repair, maintenance. Then there's ministry costs, our music ministry, the miscellaneous purchases that we need to make, such as candles or bread and wine for our service of Holy Communion, stationery, photocopying, etc. Some of that £14 also goes towards mission giving, as we support our mission partners both here in Liverpool and overseas. And of course, there's the general clergy and laity expenses. Now, parish share is something that we hear a lot about, but what exactly does it pay for? Well, parish share is the individual parish's share of the diocesan expense. As a deanery, Liverpool South Deanery, of which we are a part, our collective deanery share for 2020 is £791,115. For All Hallows, our portion of that this year in 2020 is £87,260. So what does this £87,260 go towards? The large proportion, as you will expect, goes on clergy, training of clergy both before ordination and following ordination, on stipends and pensions. There's also lay training, both of our readers, our lay readers, and laity, broadly speaking. A portion of our parish share also goes towards clergy housing. As a diocese, Liverpool is striving to ensure that clergy all live in a safe, warm, comfortable house. And the Liverpool Board of Finance has over 200 houses, each of which needs to be continually maintained, insured, gas safety checks carried out, and some vicarage are replaced each year with a new one. Then there's also mission giving for the diocese and the national church. Sadly, this year is the first year for many that All Hallows cannot afford to pay its full parish share. And because we can't afford to do that, that means come the 31st of December, we will owe Liverpool Diocese approximately £21,000. That's 3 months' worth of parish share, a debt that will not be written off, but that we will continue to carry. Does it really matter if we don't pay parish share? Well, in short, yes, it does matter if we and other parishes do not pay their parish share. As a deanery, we have 12 clergy of incumbent status. We also know as a deanery that we are going to struggle to continue to keep that number going forward. And vicars who leave, who move, who retire may not be replaced. And each church has to realise that it may be their vicar who will not be replaced. As a deanery, we all have responsibility for each other, and we are as vulnerable as each other. All Hallows paying its parish share in full helps to secure clergy numbers across the deanery and across the diocese, as well as ensure as a deanery we receive our Deanery Mission and Growth Fund. More of that in a bit. Apart from the money that you and I give to All Hallows, do we have any other stream of income? There's a portion of fee income, and those fees come from weddings and church funerals. Please be aware that Church All Hallows does not receive any money for funerals that clergy or readers take at the crematorium or graveside only. We receive gifts, occasional gifts or regular gifts from individuals. Some people leave us a legacy in their will. As you know, we have fundraising events during the course of the year that sadly haven't been able to take place during this year of 2020 due to COVID. Usually we will be preparing for our Christmas fair next weekend. Our All Hallows Centre brings in a huge amount of rental, in the region of £36,000 a year. But, as with many buildings, we've not been able to welcome our many user groups, so therefore our rental income has dramatically fallen. During this season of COVID, the Deanery Mission and Growth Fund gave away over £25,000 to parishes in Liverpool South Deanery. But as the deanery is unable to pay its share in full, we're no longer going to be receiving any more money into that mission and growth pot until we are once again in the black. So is giving financially to God at All Hallows a new problem? Well, yes and no. Over recent years, All Hallows has become one of the poorest giving churches per head. COVID apart, Marie reminded us last week that just a few years ago, All Hallows employed a full-time youth worker. This summer, we counted our savings as we had to let our part-time administrator finish working for us as our team dissolved. And now much of that administration that Catherine once did is being carried out by me, but could be divided among many volunteers. As I've said, it goes without saying the All Hallows Centre has been closed for most of the year, so we've not had that income either. But COVID has brought with it the sharp focus of just how reliant All Hallows has become on the hall's income to keep us solvent. We need to shift that back to the church, sustaining itself, so that the income from the All Hallows Centre is used for mission and outreach and the upkeep of the halls. So what should we do about this? Well, first of all, I'd like to urge you, as I continue to encourage myself, to please pray about this. Pray about your giving in light of what you have just heard. And if you are able to give some more, please do. Or maybe you could give differently. Perhaps at the moment you give to God via envelopes. But we'd like to encourage you, as we encourage everyone, to join the parish giving scheme. This is especially good if you are someone who is able to gift aid your offering. By joining the parish giving scheme, not only do we receive your monthly offering each month, but we also receive the gift aid each month too. This enables us to project forward what is anticipated coming in, so that we know what we have to spend and how we can allocate that spending going forward each month. It will also help us, if we know who is on the parish giving scheme, to think about building back our reserves. Ideally, we would have 3 months' worth of running costs in our reserves. At the moment, we definitely don't have that much. If you are unable to swap from envelopes onto the parish giving scheme, please do not save up the envelopes that you would have given to us from March until now. Please ring Helen Head, our treasurer, or contact myself, and we will arrange to either collect them from you or tell you how to drop them off at either our houses or in church. Maybe you're in a position where you're able to make a one-off donation. If so, please speak to Helen, our treasurer, who will be very happy to share any information you require, and her contact details are on the bulletin or in touch. In writing to the church in Corinth, Paul speaks to the Macedonian churches who gave to God in overwhelming joy, given as much as they were able and even beyond their ability. In this season of COVID, we all have both financial commitments and financial requests coming our way. Please, can you consider your level of giving to All Hallows and pray about whether God is asking you to give a little bit more to him by your giving to All Hallows to support his mission here and beyond our parish boundaries.